Welcome back. I mean, this is where I wish I was instead of this cold weather, but you know, Wisconsin. Hey, speaking of Wisconsin, thank you 4th grade for teaching me this. We're the muskie state, and the biggest muskie was caught in Wisconsin, Chippewa flowage. It's almost 70 pounds. Kind of like a 4th grader, almost 70 pounds. Anyway, all right, moving on, some tech tips. Elementary, you did an awesome job with your distance learning days. I mean, using Seesaw, great. I have some Seesaw activities coming, or PD coming up about activities. Remember, the biggest thing about activities is if you have an assignment, you put it in as an activity, 1 response. 2 o'clock today in the conference room, this is Friday obviously, if you're not watching this on Friday, I'll be talking about activities. One activity, 1 response, and they can add responses. Otherwise, distance learning days coming up here for the high school and the middle school. You want to remember a couple things like Google Meets. You can remember you can record them, and there's some new features coming to the host controls. I'll talk about that later in the video. Also, excuse me, also you can use Loom if you want to record a lesson ahead of time. YouTube Live as well, not always applicable anymore. And then Google Classroom's your friend. Definitely be using Google Classroom. Don't forget about the scheduling feature. So you don't have to wake up at 7:30 to post a lesson. You can do it the night before and have it post at 8 a.m. All right? Hopefully you can get something out of those and you're using those apps and those tools. If you have any questions about any of that, give me a call, shoot me an email. I am more than willing to help. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, let's get through those Google updates real quick ones. First thing is there's an update to calendar. You can add focus time. The only thing that looks like is it's going to look different to you, and you can block it off so meetings are automatically declined if somebody schedules you. Alright, second thing, host controls on Google Meet. Big update. This is super important because now you can automatically lock out student video and audio. So if you mute them, they can't unmute themselves. You can also turn off their video, so if they're being crazy adding backgrounds, you can turn that off as well for them. Alright, next thing, there is a formal document approval in Google Docs. This might not be as beneficial for teachers, but for the admin, this might be super beneficial, so hopefully they're watching this. It sends an approval to all the members of the doc, and then they can approve the doc for publication or whatever. A couple other things, you can now easily add citations in Google Docs. It does it for you. You can search books, you can search articles, so no more using Son of Citation or EasyBib or things like that. You can do that right in Google Docs. And lastly, you might be asking, Barry, what are you doing with the Google Sites? Why are you doing this all now? Well, the biggest thing was Google was going to get rid of the old Google Sites, and you would not be able to see them anymore January 1st. They pushed that back to July 1st, but I don't think anybody has an old Google site. Take a look if you do, let me know, but I don't think anybody does. That's why we were updating all of these sites this last 2 months. All right, thank you. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk Gimpkit. You might have no idea what I'm talking about, but what it is kind of a Kahoot-like assessment game. Really super fun. But what happened in the last week is it went free. Now, not completely free, but free enough where you can actually use it with a whole class. What you're going to get is the featured games or the featured modes are going to be free for a certain extended period of time, and then they'll switch. But Gimpkit's really nice because it is more asynchronous, so kids are not on the same question all the time, but they get upgrades. You can get data from what they've answered correctly, so if they continue to get something wrong, you'll know that. Some other things is they got power-ups, and they got upgrades to help them and help their score and earn money. They can also sabotage other students. Kids really like it. Take a look at it. I got a link in the email. See what you think. that's all for this month. Thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, happy hunting, have a great November. We'll see you in December.